Goods are the things that are produced and sold. This noun is always plural. We have aerospace, automobiles, computer hardware, a strong metal production. Services, or just a service, this is a business whose work involves doing something for customers. Call centers, catering, computer software. New York is an industrial city. In 1950, Brazil was a relatively poor country. Today, Brazil's economy is diversified. Hey everyone, welcome back to Motivated School, and this is Business English. And we're gonna talk about manufacturing and services. Lesson 13. We'll start with manufacturing. This is the business of producing goods in large quantities. For example, in factories. Goods are the things that are produced and sold. So in Russian, this is tовары. So the goods are tовары. This noun is always plural. So it means that, like in this example, we always use are, not is, and were, not was. For example, the goods are transported by sea. So in this section, we are going to talk about manufacturing industries. There are many. Let's start. We have aerospace, automobiles, computer hardware, construction, defense, and electronics. Let's talk about each of them right now. Aerospace. So planes and space vehicles are produced here, as you see it in the picture. Automobiles. So as the name suggests, we have cars that are produced. Then we have computer hardware. Here you can see computers, printers, and other equipment, office equipment. Then we have construction, buildings, all right? Defense, here people produce weapons. And electronics is like what I'm just using right now to record this video. This is a cell phone and, things like that. Then we have food processing, household goods, pharmaceuticals, steel, and textiles. Food processing. So this is canned, frozen, or just any foods. Then we have household goods. So washing machines, dishwasher, microwaves, and things like that. We have pharmaceuticals. This is medicines that are produced. And we have steel, a strong metal production. And textiles, cloth and clothes. All right, that's good. Some industries in Britain are different from the United States. And for example, we have automobile industry, which is cars in Britain. And there is one more point, defense. It is written a little bit differently in Britain. You should keep it in mind and stick to the version of English that you mostly adore. Okay, so all these industries make up the manufacturing sector of the economy. Now, let's talk about services. Services, or just a service, this is a business whose work involves doing something for customers, but not producing any goods. So in Russian, we can say that services are услуги. And now let's talk about service industries. There are also many of them, and they're absolutely different from those we had in manufacturing industries. So we have call centers, catering, computer software, financial services, healthcare, and leisure. Let's talk about them. Call centers. We all know it. This is like an international term, I suppose. And this service is dealing with complaints of some customers. All right, we all know that. It's fine. And then let's continue and talk about catering. So what is this? This is actually all the restaurants, bars, pubs that are in the region, in a city, or in your country. Then we have computer software. Of course, they are programs. We can do nothing without them, literally. And right now I'm using OBS, then I'm using YouTube to upload everything. So this is computer software. Then we have financial services. For example, banking, insurance, etc. Then we have healthcare. This is actually medical care and medical treatment. And leisure, cinemas, sports, stadiums, and things like that. So now let's talk about more industries, and here we have media, real estate, retail, telecommunications, and tourism. Media, for example, newspapers and TV. Any like sources of the news and of information, for example, radio, etc. Then we have real estate. This is a field of buying and selling buildings, houses, and things like that. Retail, these are actually the shops, like grocery stores or the places where you can buy some food. Telecommunications, for example, internet services, a really important thing nowadays. And tourism, so it's obvious, travel and vacation, some travel agencies and things like that. And here we have some industries that are pronounced or spelled differently in Britain. For example, the first one, right at the gate, call centers. And this is call centers in Britain. And just look at the spelling. All right, this is a little bit different. Then we can have real estate. And real estate is an American word, an American phrase, and property is a British analog. So here we've talked about different industries that are divided into two categories: manufacturing industries and service industries. And if you want to name an industry, you can use one of these names. For example, automobiles, defense, textiles, catering, and say, for example, he works in automobiles. All right, we all know that the preposition in means that we work in a field, in a sphere. If you didn't know that, so you should go visit lesson 1. Or there's another way how to refer to an industry. You can say not automobiles, but the automobile industry. Or not defense, but the defense industry, the textile industry, or the catering industry. Pay attention to those S's that are just away, that are dropped. You shouldn't use them. And here you can see an analog example, like he works in the automobile industry. You can say both, they're all correct. So now let's talk about countries and their industries. Industry as an uncountable noun, как неисчисляемое существительное, is the production of materials and goods. For example, industry and commerce should be prioritized. So, industry is a sector of the economy. Then we have an industry, which is a countable noun, исчисляемое существительное. And this is a particular type of business activity. For example, the electronic industry is booming now. So we've just talked about all these industries, all right? So we have industry, which is a noun. What is the adjective? And the adjective is industrial. Now the picture changes and we have an example. New York is an industrial city. That's right. Or sometimes this word can be used humorously, just for fun. For example, he drinks industrial amounts of coffee every day. So it means that he drinks a lot of coffee every day. So now let's take a look at how industry has developed in Brazil. All right, in 1950, Brazil was a relatively poor country with most people living and working on the land. And the government decided to industrialize, so industries started to develop and grow here. And one of the emerging industries, so starting to exist industries, in the 60s was the building of aircraft. The Brazilian economy developed in many different areas. Growth industries, so the industries that were well developed, ranged from light industries such as textiles and telecommunications equipment to heavy industries like steel production. Today, Brazil's economy is diversified. It means that now there is a wider range of goods and services there. The service sector makes up 70.8%, industry 24%, and agriculture 5.2%. So that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching this video to the very end, and I hope you enjoyed it, and please leave your comments. And also I want to hear some feedback on how these lessons are going on, and what I should improve, what I should change, and I'd be really glad to hear any suggestions from you. Make sure to check out my Telegram channel where you can find lots of information about me and my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. So I hope to see you in my next videos. Thank you very much and see you. Goodbye!